Happy Wednesday, everybody. Happy Valentine's for those of you watching me live or watching it today. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to Soul Coffee with Patricia Elizabeth. My name is Patricia Elizabeth, and I am super excited to be here with each one of you. So, hopefully, you're enjoying this series so far. Once again, so I go live at 9 a.m. Cancun, Monday to Friday, the first 3 full weeks of the month. Why? Because I only schedule stuff in my calendar the first 3 full weeks of the month. So client stuff and all of that, and the rest is my flex time. So if you're joining me live, go ahead, say hello. If you're catching the replay, say hello as well so I can acknowledge you. So and then today I'm going to be talking about abundance number 3. Hey, 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 Joyce, happy to have you here, my love. Hopefully you're doing well. So let me ask you this question. Do you have a tendency to create win-win situations for yourself? Or do you have a tendency to create situations that are just a win for you? Or do you have a tendency to be in situations where everybody else but you is always the winner? Let me know in the chat for those of you who are live, if you're catching the replay, where do you fall? Do you fall that you always create win-win situation? So it's a win for every party? Or do you create situations where it's always a win for everybody else but not for you? Or are you the type that it's always a win for you and not for everybody else? Let me know in the chat once again. Because here's what I know. True spiritual abundance is one of the ways of creating that is by creating win-win or win-win-win situations. So it means that everybody involved is a winner in the situation. Usually for someone else, and thank you for being honest, my loves. A lot of people, that is the case. Obviously, once again, you need to learn to receive. So when you're creating situations or maybe like events, is it a win? You got to make sure you create win-win-win. There has to be a balance of give and take, and you can't be the one giving all the time without receiving anything in return. Now, some of you are going to say, "Oh, Patricia, you have like an agenda. You always have to have an agenda." No, guys, when I create like events, I'll use my online retreat as an example, okay? Because I've got my third series that's starting next Monday, February 19th. FYI, you want to claim your free ticket. If you're on YouTube, the link will be in the description. If you're on Facebook, it'll be on top of this video. Once again, so with that series, I really created a win-win-win for everybody. I create a win for the audience because they get to hear stories from all of my amazing experts, how they became a healer. They're also receiving quantum healing and or processes, and plus each expert is giving them a gift. So it's a win for the audience. It's a win for the expert because they're getting visibility. And it's a win for me because I'm getting visibility as well. So as you can see, it's a win-win-win for everybody. And I set the intention for the whole project and every time that I interview an expert to make sure it was a win-win-win and that everybody's going to get something positive out of this experience. And that I set it up for every single one. Okay, so once again, I normally don't just create just to for me to be a win. And anytime that I make offers, I'm always going to show up and serve fully first before I make an offer. So once again, I'm all about a win-win-win situation. But I'm also open to receiving. So I'm not just about me. It really has to be like that give and take. And here's the thing, for those of you who do not know how to receive or you're just not able to receive, here's the thing. First thing first, there has to be that balance. Now, it doesn't always have to be 50-50, but it should be like 40-60, it should be more balanced. If it's 0 and 100, there's a massive imbalance. Okay. Second of all, when you're not receiving, quite often you're robbing the other person of the joy. Because quite often people want to give to you, but you're not open to receiving it. So you're taking that joy and that blessing away. Third of all, when you're not open to receiving, guess what? You're telling the universe, I'm not worthy. I don't deserve to receive. Let me repeat that because I think that's the major one. When you are not open to receiving, You're telling the universe, I am not worthy of receiving. And the universe is like, you are worthy of receiving. The universe wants to give to you. Just like most people around you probably want to give to you. Now, there are people out there, yes, they're just in it for them. And I'm not talking about those people. Um, but I know you're here is because you're ready to create your magical soul life. So, where can you create more win-win-win situations for all of you, for everybody involved? Like, do you guys think me showing up here serving you guys, that's a win-win situation? Do you think that, so once again, you really want to start creating a lot more win-win-win situations, not just be you always are the giver. And if you're always the one that's just receiving all the time, wake up and start giving. Okay, there has to be that balance. Because if you're giving all the time, and for some of you, it's not your fault. That's the training you receive. Maybe you didn't have a whole lot growing up. So now it's just like, you're just taking. And for some of you, you're just greedy, but that's a whole different conversation. But I know for most part, for most of you, is that you have a problem giving, like receiving. You got no problems giving, but you have a hard time receiving. Am I right or am I wrong? Let me know in the chat if I'm right or if I'm wrong. So let me ask you this right now. Where can you create a win-win situation where both parties receive something? Where can you create opportunities where you also receive, especially for those, for those of you have no problems receiving, then just kind of like skip this question. But for those of you cannot receive, where can you set opportunities where you are also receiving something? And I don't want you saying, well, I just want to make everybody else happy. That I'm receiving that. I'm going to say right now, you're being selfish. If you're giving all the time and you're not receiving, you're being selfish because you're robbing the other person the joy of being able to give to you. It's a hard time receiving. It is. And for a lot of us, especially as women, it's really hard to receive because once again, for some of us, it's not our programming. We were taught we had to give until you have nothing to give. And then, what happens then? You get resentful. And it's also important not to give having an agenda. So when I give, I know it's going to come back to me times 10, times 100, times 1,000. Because the more people I give to, the more I show up and serve my tribe, and the more I give and I pour into them, it's going to come back to me. Now, I don't know how it's going to come back to me. I don't know when. I just know that when I'm like pouring into my tribe, like I'm doing to all of you, it's going to come back to me. It's got no choice. But once again, I don't know how that's going to look like. I don't know. Is it like, it's probably going to be a combination of like money coming into my business, going to be a combination of like, I'm going to get blessings, like, but I just know that when the more I give, it's going to be returned back to me. Like I said, the when and the how, that's not my job. That's the universe. But once again, I know, and then in that case there, I create win-win situation. Now, is there people taking advantage of my niceness? Yes, there are. But here's the thing. I've noticed, especially the last few years, I get more people that appreciate it than I have people who are just like taking. So once again, where can you create win-win situations? For those of you who can't receive, where can you, I'm not going to say like necessarily receive it. Maybe you could ask for help. So receiving help. That's a good way for some of you who are trying to do everything yourself is asking for help. Because I'm sure for most of you, you have people around you that have been waiting to help you. You're just not asking for help. Or you're stubborn and you're just refusing all the help. Because you feel if somebody helps you, that you're going to owe them. Anybody feel that way? You don't want to take help from anybody because you're afraid that you feel like you're going to owe them and you don't want to own anything to anybody? I mean, in the chat, there's anybody else that feels that way. Or is it just like, but here's the thing, you have to have the give and receive. A win-win situation is not created by you giving, and the other party is always receiving all the time. A win-win situation is both parties are getting something out of it. Don't want to feel obligated? Yeah. So let me ask you this question. For the people around you, would most of them, is there anybody that, if they give something, so maybe they help you, we'll use help for an example, that they're going to feel that they're going to come back to you and say, well, you got to help me now because, or they're just going to be so happy to help you. Because I know there are certain people in my life, I won't ask them for help because I know they're going to like come back to me, and they're not just going to be like, hey, like, remember that favor? Can I call a favor with you? They're going to like try to make me feel bad. Those people, I don't, but I don't have people like that in my inner circle anymore. Some people don't want to admit they really won't need help. Yeah, a lot of people won't admit. Guys, I'm that person because I'm able to do a lot myself. And I can tell you, you're slowing your growth. For some of you, you're draining your energy. Now, I want you to make a list today of everybody in your surroundings. Who would be happy to help you? Like really happy to help you. It brings them joy to be able to help you. Or they've been bugging you for years or for a while that they want to help you, like really help you. And you're going to know, open up your heart. You're going to be able to feel whose heart is genuine and whose heart is just in it because in a background, they're waiting to see when they can collect. And then reach out today to one of those people, asking them for help. It could just be, you know what? I'm I've been given an exercise today. Would you mind telling me what are my qualities or what am I good at? It could be something like that. Because then you're asking them for their help because they know you. And I'm certain the vast majority, if not all of them, would be so happy to help you with that. Or maybe there's something you need help with. I don't know what's coming changing a tire. I don't know who needs to have a tire change. Maybe asking somebody if they can help change your tire, or I don't know, But can you guys reach out to somebody today and ask for help? Would that be something that, it could be it doesn't have to be super huge. It could be something very, very tiny. And if you're like, I can't think of anything, well, ask them. I was giving an exercise today to do. What's something I'm really good at? Or what's a quality I have? Or what do you enjoy about me? Or what do you like about me? And then watch. And for some of you, you're going to learn a lot of new stuff. Your soul knows this, but you just haven't anchored it into your 5D body. But I'm really going to encourage you to see, okay, where can I ask for help today? And guys, it's time to park your ego. Because once again, you can't do everything by yourself. No matter how good you are at a lot of stuff, you still need to have once again. So let me ask you this, where can you receive today? And for those of you who are always like receiving, where can you give today? But I probably don't have, I don't even think I have that many people. There's just a book, take, take, take. But if you are like that, then where can you give today? And everybody else who has a hard time receiving, where can you ask for help today? Like, where can you ask for help? And then reach out to that person and ask them for their help, their assistance. Like I said, it doesn't have to be like super, but you really want to start creating more win-win-win situation. Because I can tell you this, anybody who's spiritually wealthy or my spiritual successful people are all about the win-win-win. Either win-win when there's two parties, or if there's more than two parties, win-win-win. So everybody wins in the collaboration. Everybody wins in that situation. Everybody gets something out of it. Because I know this, when you're giving all the time and you're never receiving, That's not win-win situations because you don't have a win. And I can hear some people, yeah, but I can't expect anything back in return. Once again, guys, I always know the more I give with the intention of giving and pouring into my tribe, the more I'm going to get back in return. I'm going to receive a lot of blessings. Now, I don't know when, I don't know how the blessings are going to come in, but I just know and trust the more I pour into and I come from the heart and soul. So, like, I'll use my tribe as an example, the more blessings I receive. I just don't know when and where and how it's going to show up, but that's not my job. That's the universe's job to tell me how that's going to show up. My job is to be open to receiving when it shows up and to really show up and serve. So once again, where can you create win-win-win situations for everybody? So true, easy to forget too. That's something that was one principle I've never really had. Well, okay, I had to learn how to receive, but I never had any problems giving from the heart. That's something that's just been ingrained in me. I just had to learn how to receive. And I know if you're here, you have a beautiful soul. I know you're really heart based because that's normally the only type of people that I attract. So make yourself a priority today. Where can you create win-win-win situations or win-win situations? Or how can you ask, or who can you ask for a small favor or for help for something? Because I know for some of you, you have people around you that have been wanting to help you. You're just not allowing it. So are you all up for that? Are you up to reach out to somebody and ask them for help or feedback or can't think of anything, just ask them. What's a quality of mine? What am I good at? And I'm sure they'd be more than happy. And no, you're not it's not like you're asking, can you give me a compliment? Now, don't reach out to them if you can't be sincere. Like you really so I'm giving you a challenge. If you don't know how to, what to ask for help, just reach out to somebody close to you and ask them, I've been given an exercise. Can you tell me what I'm good at? Or can you tell me what at least a quality that I have? And then thank them from the bottom of your heart. Be like, thank you, thank you, thank you. And just watch how easy it is. And then every day you should be doing something to be able to receive. Now, once again, if you're the receiver all the time, your homework's going to be what can you give from the heart? Not give expecting something back, but give knowing it's going to come back to you in perfect divine timing, however it's meant to come in. And there's a huge difference in both. Because I can tell you this, when I give expecting something back in return, it never works out very good for me. Never. But when I give, knowing it's going to come back to me times 10, times 100, times 1,000, depending how much I give, and I'm open to it, it always, I get the most amazing blessings. So where can you create win-win situations today? And go out and take one action step today. Because I can tell you this, guys, abundance people, we know there's more than enough for everybody. We know there's more than enough clients. There's more than enough money. Well, money is only an energy anyways. Look at the government just printing it out like there's no tomorrow. So, there's more than enough of everything. But you have to start looking. Where can I create win-win situations? And as well, then when you're starting to send signals, but they'll be open to receiving the blessings. But I'll talk about really receiving another time. But once again, because I know this, you want to create your magical soul life, and I know all of you right now, you're meant to. You're going to have to start to create some win-win situations. And for most of you, it's not your fault. It's a programming you receive. But it's time to start changing that programming a little bit every single day until it becomes like second nature to you. So again, I know your heart soul, your heart base here. You're not like in a greedy base type of thing. So where can you ask for help? Where can you create a win-win situation for somebody? Where you're getting something back in return. For those of you who can receive, make sure that you're getting something back and not just, well, I'm helping everybody and, it's bringing me joy. Because for some of you, it may bring you joy. I'm not saying, but some of you have to start opening to receiving. So hopefully you've enjoyed this powerful soul coffee with Patricia. Share with me below your aha moments. How did this land? For those of you who joined me live, thank you, thank you, thank you. And thank you for interacting with me. I so appreciate it. And if you're catching the replay, please interact. Um, just wait here, like I said, and let me know if there's any questions you'd like to ask me around manifesting, abundance, magic, and or spiritual gifts. And you never know, I will start pulling, but and make sure that it's not just how can you help me do healing work. I have certifications for those, and those are paid. I'm not going to teach you how to do healing work for free. I get too many people ask me that question. Just know that comes at an investment. But anything else, feel free to ask me once again. And if I choose your question, I will actually give you a shout out. So lots of love, everybody. This is Patricia Elizabeth. If you've enjoyed this video, click on the love button. If you're on Facebook, if you are on YouTube, click on the like button. Feel free to share this video with anybody you know needs to hear this. I would appreciate you doing that if you know one person that this would help. And once again, it is your time to create your magical soul life. So this is Patricia Elizabeth. I will see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Cancun for another soul coffee with Patricia Elizabeth. Bye for now.